It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is showtime, Geno Jones Showtime. Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, 4:30 out on the West Coast. Tell everybody to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Subscribe, share this episode. You can share. So subscribe, share, do a screenshot. Please click on the thumbs up. Please click on that like button. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. We are about, I think, 27, 26 new subscribers from becoming a YouTube partner. What does that mean? That means that every month YouTube will basically send my media company a check. So we will monetize the channel. It is so important that we support Black-owned business. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for your support. Thank you so very much. So spread the word for me, all right? It is free to subscribe to my channel. So the Geno Jones Show brought to you by the city and town of Hollywood, South Carolina, and their Mayor Shardell Murray, and Murray's Mortuary. They got 3 locations here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro. See, North Charleston, Johns Island, and Hollywood, South Carolina. Shout out to Mayor Shardell Murray. I think I saw the mayor today. There was a huge shout out to Representative Wendell Gilliard. He's been doing it for years now. It's Dr. Martin Luther King Portrait Award. As a matter of fact, let me just, if you don't mind. So I was honored to receive mine. I think it's got the year on it. 2019. Here we go. So I got mine in 2019, as you can see. So shout out to those who received theirs this year, include my radio sister. Let me put that back over there. Savannah J. Congratulations, my sister, and everybody else. Another radio sister, Kathy Brown. Congratulations to you too, KB. But Miss Savannah J., I love you, my sister. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on your well-deserved honor. And congratulations to all the honorees, and congratulations to Representative Wendell Gilliard and the keynote speaker, U.S. House Representative Jonathan Jackson, who represents, I believe, the 3rd District in Illinois, which includes my mother's neighborhood. So he is my mother's congressman. So shout out to Jonathan Jackson. Man, he gave an incredible, his speech was so powerful. So we are still working. Shout out to, I think, Bernard, his comms communications person. So Bernard, I'm gonna send you the show because I'm shouting you and the congressman out at the top of the show. So Congressman Jackson, we are waiting for you to come on. We know how busy you are, but I just can't wait for you to come and we can just have a conversation about the inhumanity that we are living through now. You spoke to it so eloquently. He gave an incredible, it was such a powerful speech. So I said, man, listen, brother, we might have to switch you from the House of Representatives to the U.S. Senate. He gave an incredible speech. So once again, shout out to U.S. Representative, House Representative from Illinois, I believe, the 3rd District, but he's a member of the United States House of Representatives, Jonathan Jackson. So big shout out to him. I hope you got, by the way, the show is interactive. So everybody that's watching me live right now is real simple. Like I said, the show is interactive. So if you got a question, if you got a comment, you want me to shout you out, jump in my chat room right now. As a matter of fact, right now, yes, right now. And you see where it says live chat right there? Just jump in and say, hey, Geno, this is so-and-so. This is where I'm watching you at. Look, I got a comment. I want to talk about what's happening in Minneapolis, up in Minnesota, or now, because we hear the MAGA cult is about to send these ICE thugs and killers, allegedly going to Pennsylvania, probably Philly. I hear they're going to Atlanta, but it's hitting different. And I want you to, if you missed last night's monologue, go back and I basically talked about, are you really pissed off? Are you mad? You mad? I mean, are you really mad? But I was specifically talking to white America, my white brothers and sisters, even to MAGA, because what happened with Renee Good and Alex Preddy, it proven something that I've been saying on this show for a while, that this MAGA cult doesn't give a shit about how you identify. This made up con game, this made up bullshit social construct, as social scientists call it, of race, it was created to divide people, who were not wealthy, who were not, monarchs or aristocrats, who didn't have power to divide them, so the elites could take more control of the social, economic, and political power, especially the money and the political power. And it's centuries later, this construct, as they call it, this con game of race, this made up bullshit, and whiteness, and out of whiteness you got black and blackness. It was made up to divide people. And these billionaires, all the billionaires that were at Orange Hitler's inauguration, you notice all the members of Congress, they weren't sitting directly behind. Who was sitting literally in the same row and one row back of Orange Hitler? It was all the billionaires that gave him millions and millions, together billions of dollars. They bought and paid for this bullshit. He's just a puppet. They are the puppet masters. And they don't give a shit because bigotry, hatred, racism, fear, misogyny, and sexism has always been big business. But there's one thing that these billionaires fear more than anything. Oh, they don't fear Tren de Agua or some Venezuelan gang or what all this. No, they don't fear that. They don't fear ISIS. They don't fear no Muslims or Mexicans or the Black Panthers or trans women. They don't fear. You know what they fear? Losing money. That's what they fear, because that is what they worship. So now, and I said this yesterday, so today we are calling out the CEOs. CEOs, you are up now. You're not up next. You, CEOs, America's CEOs, your ass is up now. What are you prepared to do about this madness that you bankrolled, that you have supported, that you are still supporting? Companies like Chipotle that gave ICE $15,000, and Delta, I hear, has been cooperating with the Department of Homeland Security and ICE. All of these companies, I don't know exactly, I don't want to name check the wrong hotels, but these large hotel chains that are housing, that's putting ICE up, yeah, they paying for it, but you don't have to take their money. You can tell them they need to find another hotel. So CEOs, you are up now. So what are you going to do about it? What are you prepared to do about it? You're going to continue to fund this? Because if so, to the rest of America, I'm going to say it, I started it before the holiday. I called for this holiday blackout. So I'm saying we just need to shut down the economy, because the one thing that these billionaires fear, the one thing that they worship, their Lord and Savior, is the dollar, is money. Money, whatever you want to call it, the dollar, the pace, the lira, whatever the name for the Chinese, they fear money, losing money, because that's their life is gaining and getting. We want to. You would think being a billionaire and having your net worth hundreds of billions, like just 1 billion, it's like thinking about 999 million. And so 1 billion is more than that. So if you were 300-400 million, that's crazy. That money couldn't be spent for 100 generations. So these CEOs, the way to get their attention, the way to get people's attention with money and power is to dig in their pockets. And that is the one thing that we can do, America, absolutely positively. We can dig in them pockets. And that's what they fear. So CEOs, we need to see you stand up. So I'm calling all, there's so many. Arby's and Buffalo Wild Wings and Coca-Cola and Chipotle. I talked about Chipotle early. They gave ICE $15,000. Domino Sugar, Whole Foods, Chick-fil-A. That's been funding MAGA for a while. Target. Now I saw Walmart's got a brand new CEO, a black woman. Okay, that's great. That's great, but if you continue to fund this madness and in this inhumanity, all the money you've already given MAGA and Orange Hitler and his regime and that administration and this whole MAGA cult movement. So you got blood on your hands too. All of these major corporations do, and these CEOs have been silent as a church mouse. Now I heard that Target and United Health, I guess United Health has got headquarters in Minneapolis, which I didn't know, or the Twin Cities. So it was like 60 CEOs in Minneapolis or the Twin Cities. They wrote a letter and sent it to the White House. No. Tear the letter up. Damn the letter. No. We need to see your ass on camera. We need to see your ass on camera. We need to see you speak out. We need for you to hold yourself accountable and to admit that you made a mistake financing this regime. That you were selfish, that you didn't give a shit about your customers. That was bullshit. You cared about your bottom line and your stock prices going up and your shareholders, which I got that you have a fiduciary responsibility, but you have a moral responsibility. You have a responsibility to humanity, not to fund inhumanity and death and destruction. You have a moral responsibility to speak out against it and to stop supporting it financially. Now the stock market is still doing well. You had a couple little blips because when Europe took all of its money out of the U.S. economy, they were cashing in U.S. stocks and U.S. bonds, and the stock market crashed like $9,000 because Orange Hitler was talking about invading Greenland until the other NATO members, because U.S. is a charter member, they were one of the founders of NATO. Now this asshole. These are relationships with countries. We've had a relationship, we've had a military alliance for damn near 80 years. When America was attacked on 9/11, the only time there's something called Article 5 in this whole NATO military alliance, 32 countries, including the United States. And they basically, it's like an oath, like a sworn oath. It's in writing. The agreement, the alliance states, something called Article 5. They have different articles, I guess like their own constitution, that if one member of NATO is attacked, that's an attack on all 32 NATO countries. And if one country that's a member of NATO is attacked, the other 31 countries will come to the defense of that NATO country. So now you got the main country that started NATO. All of a sudden, now they want to go to war with NATO countries because this asshole wants to own Greenland. And in Canada and Germany and France and the Netherlands and Sweden. I think Norway was in there. I think, yep, Norway was in there too. They sent troops. They sent some of their military to Denmark. Denmark basically has rule over Greenland. So these European countries and Canada, which is our neighbor to the north, said, no, what you're not, because Orange Hill is talking about taking Canada. Well, maybe we'll invade Canada. If Canada doesn't want to become the 51st state, they said, we will never become the 51st state. We will never become part of the United States. So you piss off the best neighbor that you could have. You pissed off your neighbor to the north, Canada. You pissed off your neighbor to the south, Mexico. You pissed off all these countries that you've had a military alliance with that came to your defense after 9/11. The only time that this Article 5, part of the NATO agreement, military alliance, the only time they've had to invoke that part of their agreement was when America was attacked on 9/11. So these NATO countries, they have members of their military. They have fought, they have bled, they have died. Members of their military, their men and women, their soldiers, they have died fighting to protect America. Now you piss these people off, you dumbass. You a stupid fuck. Orange, diminished. So these NATO countries said, oh, okay, you can F around and find out if you want to. So when Orange Hitler found out that these NATO countries were not going to back down, and it's like, okay, if you want to do this, let's go. Now, you may have the most powerful military. You may be more powerful than any individual country. But if you 1 against 31, you want to try that, bring your ass. Bring your ass. And Orange Hitler bitched out and punked out and went over to Davos, Switzerland, where they had this big conference. He's like, well, I'm not going to attack Greenland now, and we have an agreement. If this dude is breathing, if he is inhaling and exhaling, he is a lie. The inhale is a lie, and the exhale is a lie. My grandmother had a term, stick to the lie. She would say, you going to just stick to the lie. And Orange Hitler will stick. He is stuck to the lie. He's not just going to stick to the lie. He is stuck to the lie. And the people in his regime are stuck to the lie. They lied to you. They lied to us and told us that a man who went to aid a woman who was pushed down by one of these ICE thugs who had a cell phone camera in one hand and his left hand up in the air was a domestic terrorist, and he went to assassinate ICE agents who was legally licensed to carry a weapon and had a weapon on him, who if he really went there to assassinate ICE agents, they would have never seen him. He could have very easily just casually just walked up and pulled the gun and started firing. They didn't even know he had a gun until they had him on the ground and they were beating him in the head like a bunch of little punk ass, bitch ass cowards. And then one of those ICE thugs pulled the gun, and then like a second later, two of the other cowards shot Alex Preddy 10 times. And it was captured on multiple cell phone cameras. And the world, we've seen virtually every angle. But Orange Hitler and his regime said no. He was a domestic terrorist, and he went to kill these ICE thugs. No, we saw what happened. You executed this man. You shot him 10 times. Shot him in the back of his head one of the times, at least one of the times. And then left him to lay there on the ground. And we see this. But you telling us that didn't happen. You said he was a domestic terrorist. And Renee Good, because she said, I'm not mad, and she drove away to get away from ICE, and he lied and said that he she hit that coward that killed her. And then we saw the video where she clearly didn't hit her. As a matter of fact, she turned her car away from him. And you could see 2 or 3 feet between Renee Good's truck and the killer, who shot her point blank while her window was open. While she was driving away from him and her window was open, this coward shot into the car and shot and killed her. And one of the guns, one of the bullets, one of the shots, he shot her in the head, point blank. And you're telling us, you try to tell us we didn't see that. You are stuck to the lie. You don't just stick to the lie, you are stuck to the lie. But the jig is up. So now, CEOs, you've seen the same video. You've seen the execution of 2 Americans. White Americans, by the way. Why do I say that? Because like I said yesterday, now it is proof to America that this whole made-up bullshit social construct, social con of whiteness and race was made up. It was all bullshit. Because this regime don't give a shit about your whiteness. Because their whiteness, Renee Good's whiteness, Alex Pretty's whiteness didn't protect him. And it didn't protect Renee Good. And it hadn't protected other people. You had a brother named Keith Porter, killed by an ICE agent off duty in California, I believe near Los Angeles, New Year's Eve. So you can imagine if they're shooting, they're executing white people in broad daylight in the middle of the street in a major American city. You could imagine well, they have been doing this to black people for decades, for centuries. But now the jig is up. Now the cover has been removed. Like in The Wizard of Oz, when they open that curtain up and that little sawed-off, little punk-ass coward, "Oh, I'm the wizard, I'm the all-powerful wizard, oh, get away, get out of here, oh," and they opened up the curtain and you saw this little small man, diminutive, diminished, sawed-off small man. That's what Orange Hitler is. That's what those ICE and the Border Patrol agents, Custom and Border Patrol agents, Custom and Border Patrol thugs, they were the ones that executed Alex Pretty. It was an ICE agent that executed Renee Good, but it was a Customs and Border Protection agent or thug, or thugs, Border Patrol agents. But I thought you were looking for murderers and rapists from Venezuela and El Salvador and Trinidad Agua and all that bullshit. So CEOs, you've seen the videos, so what are you prepared to do about it? And we don't need letters. We need to see you on camera. We need you to take accountability. We need you to atone. We need you to talk to your boy on camera, like Mark Kelly and Alyssa Slotkin did, who were members of the military in the Congress now. Senator Mark Kelly, Senator Alyssa Slotkin, some other Congress members who were retired military. Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona, an astronaut, was in the Navy and an astronaut. So we need the CEOs, we need to see you on camera. We need you all to pay your boy a visit and tell him the jig is up. You got to stop the bullshit. But I don't expect to see that happen right away. So how do we make that happen? We shut down the economy. Shut it down. Super Bowl, they'll spend no money on nothing, on shit. Super Bowl parties, forget all that. Super Bowl, y'all can have it. Yeah, I know a lot of folks are addicted. Look, I love football. I played semi-pro football, but I don't love it that much. The only way to get people's attention with money and power is to dig in their pockets. Shut this economy down. Minnesota, they had a basically like a day of, a general strike is the word, I was looking for the correct words. A general strike means we shutting the economy down. Nothing, nobody, no business is transacted. Nothing. And that's what it's going to take. We're not, no Valentine's Day, candies and flowers, none of that. Cook your spouse, you love them, cook them dinner. Write them a poem. Run them some bath water. Don't give them a headache. Don't give them hell. Maybe clean the house. Find something that means something to them that's not materialistic. That's not rooted in this commercialism. Because they depend on us. They depend on Americans. They depend on humanity. Because we are addicted to devices and spending, and they brainwashed us that, on these holidays, you got to go out and buy flowers and candy and go to these fancy, expensive restaurants and spend a lot of money and, go to Victoria's Secrets and get all that. Damn all that. I'm sure she got some sexy underwear. She can put them on. You don't need to, she got enough. You don't have to go to Victoria's Secrets and get anything. Shut this economy down. Forget the Super Bowl, Easter, spring break. We ain't doing spring break. So you can come on home and we'll put some sand in the backyard. And if it's not hot enough, get those giant heaters. They look like giant lamps, heat lamps. Put some of those outside. Go get a little box of sand and lay out and create your own little spring break situation in your backyard somewhere. But shut this economy down. You got to stop spending money. We need to have a national general strike. No business will be done. No transactions. Folks take a day off. You got a personal day or whatever. Maybe that day, maybe you call in sick, you get the flu. That's what it's going to take consistently. Ask Target, they found out. Stop spending money with these companies. Now, shout out to Costco. They didn't bend the knee when Owen Schindler tried to make them get rid of their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Costco said, no, we're not. That diversity, equity, and inclusion is a strength in our company. And he came back. He came back. He came for them again. And they stood, Costco, shout out to you. Costco stood 10 toes down again. No, we are not getting rid of our diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, because diversity, equity, and inclusion is, yes, it is the right and moral thing to do, but it is also good business. It is smart business. Why would we piss off this whole segment of America that always, Black Americans, there's a term in like the financial world, I believe, over-index based on our percentage of the population. So on an average, Black people spend more. We spend based on the amount of income that we make in relationship to white people. So the term, in marketing and business is over-index. It's clear Black people, you wouldn't have Twitter, all these social media platforms. It was Black folks that put them on. It was Black folks that spent the most time on them that really put them on the map. We have always over-indexed when it comes to consumer spending. Target found out the hard way. That company lost $1 billion in its value. That stock dropped dramatically to where the company lost $1 billion in net worth in like 6 months. And they still haven't fully recovered. They haven't recovered, not at all. We have the power. We have the power. We are all we got. But guess what? We are all we need. And everything we need when we come together. There's a scene in the movie Soul Food. Big Mama, one of the main characters, she was talking to her family. You know, the family trying to explaining that when the family is united, she said, if this is the family and your fingers are spread out, you don't have a lot of power. You try to punch somebody, you could break a finger. She said, but when you bring those fingers together and form a fist, you have a lot of power. And these CEOs know it. And if we collectively come together in terms of how we spend our money and don't spend our money, and who we invest, what banks we put our money in, and what banks we don't put our money in, and where we shop, or how we just say, how about we not shopping at all? We shutting this shit down until you all go, you CEOs, all you CEOs that was sitting with Orange Hitler on his inauguration, we need you all to take your ass back and sit down and talk to your boy. Come get your boys, we used to say on the south side of Chicago. You better come get your boy. Come get your man. Come get your people. Come get your boy before he gets hurt. That's what we used to say on the south side of Chicago. So before we really hurt this economy, as American citizens, you better get your man, go get your boy, and stop with this bullshit. This private invasion force. ICE and Customs and Border Enforcement. It's an invasion force of cowards and thugs that couldn't even pass basic boot camp. They couldn't even get in the fucking National Guard, the reserves. They wouldn't make it, they couldn't get through 8 hours of day one of boot camp. But you give them $100,000 a year salary and a $50,000 signing bonus, and they running around like they're a tough guy. Little punk ass, bitch ass cowards. Racist, misogynist, sexist on this white Christian male, racist, misogynist crusade. To where if you don't bow down, you must obey us. We are the white men in control. And they don't realize these billionaires are using your dumb ass to the ICE agents and the Custom and Border Patrol agents. They don't give a shit about you, because guess what? When Orange Hitler is out of office, your asses are going to jail. Those 2 Custom and Border Patrol agents that murdered Alex Preddy, your ass is going to jail. I promise you. And you will be lucky if all you see is a jail cell. You'll be lucky if that's the worst of it. And that little punk ass, bitch ass ICE agent that you all are hiding that executed Renee Good, your ass is going to jail too. Because these billionaires don't give a shit about you. They're just using you so they can make more money. Snatching people off the streets and putting them in these detention centers and all these companies and corporations that's getting billions of dollars from the federal government to house and to hide not just those undocumented immigrants, but American citizens, because they're brown or sometimes black or Asian. But to white America, they're coming for you too. And I told you that. I said to you, all you white MAGA cult members, especially you poor broke ass ones, do you know they despised you broke white MAGA cult members. These white billionaires, they despise you. They don't give a shit about you. They don't. That's why they've taken the money away from you. The money that was going to the subsidies for you to get health care, they're taking that away. They're taking away your Medicare and Medicaid. They want to get rid of your Social Security. They're making it harder for you to get your SNAP benefits if you're 55 to 64. Now they got work requirements. And I think 40% of all the veterans in America received SNAP benefits, and a significant number of them are white men who voted for MAGA, who's part of this MAGA cult. These people, these billionaires are showing you every day they don't give a shit about you. And if you don't think that you could be Alex Preddy, who was, like I said, a licensed gun owner and was legally licensed to carry a weapon in a state that is what they say, an open carry state. It is legal to openly carry a weapon if you have a permit. So he was a licensed gun owner and gun carrier. And now some of you Second Amendment warriors are, hey, wait a minute. Because this cult now this cult is saying, well, you can't show up to a protest with weapons. But wait a minute, you had 1,600, you had 1,000, you had hundreds to maybe 1,000 of MAGA cult members that showed up with all different type of weapons that came to the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021 to assassinate, to hang Mike Pence, the sitting vice president, to hang Mike Pence, to kill, to assassinate Nancy Pelosi and Jim Clyburn and other members of Congress. They came with the gallows, with the hangman noose, chanting, hang Mike Pence. He was the vice president. He had been MAGA kissing Trump's ass for 4 years. But he was like, we can't steal the election. You lost, I got to count the votes. And they were mad because he did that. Because he followed the law and the Constitution, and they were pissed off. Because they wanted him to fuck the Constitution. We don't care about that. We just care about power. And we want our orange Lord and Savior to have power. So now he's got his new invasion force that's got like $70 million budget. The money that that Homeland Security with ICE and Customs and Border Patrol, the budget they have now, somewhere like $75 billion, makes ICE and Customs and Border Patrol the 10th largest military in the world. In the world. Come on, man. So CEOs, we need to see you on camera. A lot of you all, some of you are on these networks. You so busy kitchen orange shit. Listen, I need to see you on all the networks. Preempt everything. Tell them you're coming. You're holding a joint news conference to run it on all the broadcast networks and cable networks and stream it live right here on YouTube and all these other platforms to say that enough is enough. And ICE, as we know it, has to disappear. There are other ways we can come up with a new department that can enforce our immigration laws without executing American citizens on the streets, without snatching up 2-year-old children and 5-year-old children. Really? No. And if the CEOs won't stand up, then we'll shut the economy down. We'll stop spending money, period, full stop. Stock up on everything now, like I do. I was raised there. I don't make sure I don't run out of toilet paper, paper towel. I try to make sure that my freezer is full of my catfish and stuff that I like, and we got plenty. Shut this economy down. Stop spending. Pull your money out of this economy for 30 days. I guarantee you this shit will shut down because those CEOs, listen, they will be in the White House. They'll walk right into the Oval Office. Hey, man, you fucking up our money. Donald, you are messing up our money now. So this shit's got to stop today. So we got to force them. We got to make them. Because they put them there and they can take them out of that office. They can tell the people around them, you better invoke the 25th Amendment. We put him in office, so you need to retire him now. tell the folks around him, invoke the 25th Amendment, which means people in his cabinet basically can vote to have him basically to remove him from the presidency. Google the 25th Amendment in case you don't know what it means, but that's basically what it means. And the CEOs, you got the power, but we got the power to force them to do it because we can stop spending money. We can shut this economy down. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live, Monday through Friday. Spread the word, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time. Stand up, Minneapolis. We're standing with you. I see you, Chicago. 4:30 p.m. live in Los Angeles and Las Vegas. Everybody out on the West Coast, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, from San Francisco to San Diego. Stand up. Tell everybody to subscribe to my channel. Only need, I think, about 27 new subscribers, 1,000 new subscribers. I'll become a YouTube partner, which means that the Geno Jones Show and my media company will be monetized by YouTube. So I'll get that YouTube bag, as the kids say. So it's so important we support Black-owned media. So every month I'll get a check from YouTube, courtesy of you. With 1,000 new subscribers, and I'm about 27 away. Just 27 away. And also, what makes a difference? YouTube, their algorithm, set of instructions. The algorithm looks at, okay, how many people have watched, how many people have subscribed, how long have they watched. So leave your comments. That's important. They want to see comments in the comment section. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. Please click on the thumbs up, those likes. Do it right now, please, for me. Thank you so much. And it is so important when we support Black-owned media. So I want to thank Mayor Shardell Murray, the town of Hollywood, South Carolina, and Murray's Mortuary. Brand new sponsors for 2026 for the Geno Jones Show. If you'd like to be a sponsor or advertise, I'd be honored to have you. I'll send you all the information you need about becoming a sponsor. Just shoot me an email. Give me some contact information. Geno Jones Show. No the. Geno Jones Show @gmail, all one word. Also, now, individually, you can support the show financially, please. There's no amount too small or too large. It could be $5. It could be $5 billion. So you can Zelle your financial support or Cash App. Now, if you want to Zelle your support, you can do that now. Use that email address I just gave you, Geno Jones Show, no the, Geno Jones Show @gmail, all one word, Geno Jones Show. That's how you spell Geno. Geno Jones Show @gmail. Or you can Cash App $Dad G Jones, all one word, $ capital D, like Daddy, lowercase a d, capital G J, lowercase ONES, $Dad G Jones. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show, the CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area. Check him out on Instagram, Kelby Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check her out on Instagram. It's LLX.NCL_. LX.NCL_. Thank you, everybody. I love you so much. I think my chat room, I thought I had it. I think it was kind of acting up. But anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I love you. We'll see you live Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Once again, tell everybody to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show channel right now. Please share and tag this episode with everybody on everybody's social media page that you know and don't know. Or copy and paste the link and send it in a text message or an email, or you can copy and paste the link. You can share that and tag the link also. Thank you for watching, everybody. I love you. We'll see you live Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.